Are you recording? No. Boom. Up more. How's everyone doing? I hope this is recording the audio because it's going really bad. Hey, this is Stuart and I hope you're having a good day and the day you deserve. I've been so sick. Straight after Christmas, straight after New Year's, I got struck down with whatever was going around and I've been bedbound for like 3.5 weeks and I didn't go to the doctor. That was my own fault. But it gave me a lot of time to reflect, and probably not a lot of reflection I should have done in a lucid state. Like when I say lucid, I was having kind of dreams, in person, out of body experience. But I'm taking a breath for what 2024 has been and what I'm hoping for 2025, because it was definitely a year with ups and downs, and a year that taught me a lot about the world that I have made and what it expects from me and what I expect from myself, and the limits that I have and how I tainted my own passions and purposes in life that I want. And I know that's a really heavy thing to start with, so I'm so sorry. I don't know what I'm doing here on social media anymore, or anywhere anymore, to be honest. Because there was days when like I knew the anxiety was really hitting and in such a strong grip on me because I felt like I couldn't breathe. I didn't know what trajectory I was going in my career, acting or content creation, and I'm failing forward, which is good, but until I lose the forest for the trees, and I'm always thinking I'm not doing enough and that I'm dragging myself down and convincing myself that I'm being left behind as everyone else is growing. And on social media, when I try to come across larger than life with a big personality and a clown and someone who can make other people laugh and smile and cringe, it works and then it doesn't. So I need to take the chalk with the cheese. But there are moments where I still felt lost and stuck in my doubts, because what I realized is with a lot of the energy that I try to personify for the camera, especially with positivity, like I was creating it just for a way to not give up in myself, especially when it's in those dark moments. And it was hard, and like I'm still here, I'm still pounding the pavements or the grass or the water, but I always felt like I always wanted to get that message across, that for myself and other people, that it's a lot better to keep moving forward and find light and even find purpose and make silly 5-second videos for the internet than it is to just wallow in self-pity and depression and your dark mindset. Like I didn't want to be here for 2025. At certain points during the year, I knew I just wasn't going to be here. And I got help and I got support. Family and friends around me bolstered me and helped me find my purpose again, and I took my steps, and I still thrive to be here even with all the ridicule and the adoration that I get. I know it's very narcissistic to say, but the response I've got, both good and bad, have helped. What do I want to say? I don't want to talk about people trying to tear people down online. But I've been pushed in a lot of ways that I've never expected, and I've been so privileged because I've met so many creatives and performers and technicians that have inspired me and inspire others daily. And it's so funny because in a world like this, the camera, just like performative aspect, I felt so closed off and unsure, and not being able to interact with people like this before, because I always felt I was an imposter and that syndrome would always be stuck with me. And I put so much immense pressure on myself that I was cussing myself at the knees. I wasn't even giving myself a chance to try and progress or try and connect. And it wasn't until I was safe in myself, in what I do and what I know and what I'm trying to give to people. I've spoken about before, being able to connect with new people is difficult, and have comfortable moments in that discomfort is a great achievement. And it's something I never knew or imagined that I would have, especially in being a performer or an online creator, and now seeing how far I've come, from just talking on the internet to finding a voice and sharing that voice with the world. it has been a journey. Social media, it is a double-edged sword, man. I found my voice. I found my voice in a horrible and both amazing way. I know I'm sporadic in what I post. I think of an idea and I'll just post it and I'll just throw it out there. And sometimes it's immensely cringeworthy, or the skits are just terribly written. And other times it's, it's funny and it's positive. And this really resonates with people. And I now have to believe in myself that you do have to throw a lot out there. Like, I've been really crushed, especially in 2024, a lot more than what I used to be. And I felt like I was bastardizing my profession, my culture, my heritage, and the art that I love. And I do things in my own certain quirky, stupid way, but I never wanted that to come across. And I realized that was like other people's perceptions of what I do, and I need to get over that. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has an opinion. And it was a case of, how do I not come across like that anymore? And it's hard when you pour your heart into something. What I've heard from other people and myself is like, you can get 1,000, 100 beautiful comments, and it's like the 5 or the 10 that just tear you down, that you latch onto. And that still is a big hard pill to swallow, because no matter what you do, some people are not going to like you. C'est la vie, c'est la mort. And that is still a hard lesson to accept, because we know it's there, especially online, but we don't want to acknowledge it because we think we can change people's perceptions. But I was so deflated, and I thought the world was pressing on me, and I thought I was so terrible in myself, that I did realize that other people's opinions of you don't have to be your truth unless you accept it. And that took me so long. It took me so many months to climb out of that dark pit in 24, because I'd be so bogged down in that mentality. I'm still trying to figure it out, honestly. I'm trying to get through this stuff. Therapy helps. But I know that these moments of pain can still be moments of growth if I'd let them earlier on. No matter how many voices are on this path with me, other areas of my life that I've been reflected on have been successes and pitfalls, like relationships. Like, I've always talked and made jokes about, how I'm so closed off in myself, but 2024 brought many moments of clarity and being afraid and being vulnerable with people. And there have been so many career successes along the way with those, be it auditions or performances or milestones. And I realized that if I don't let myself connect with others on a deeper level, it wouldn't really mean much in terms of myself, because there was a hollow sense of myself, even when I had achievements. Like, I used to always be called the Tin Man, and now I don't believe it's true, but I don't need to let that fear hold me back anymore, because in 2025, life is fleeting, and I am going to die someday. And I just want a few genuine connections that stay with me. And hopefully I have. But letting go of, perfectionism, that's been, if you know me, if you follow me in any way for the last number of years, that has been such a big thing. And don't get me wrong, 2024 wasn't all challenges. Like, it was a year of incredible milestones, from career breakthroughs, once in a lifetime performances. And I had moments that I will carry with me for quite some time, saying, yeah, I did that. And I proved myself wrong and others wrong, and myself right and others right. And believing in me and believing in myself. The big thing I will say is I will never record myself again for performances, because I nitpick so much, and I knew I did. And I had a great conversation with another performer one time when they said, maybe I need to take a step back from this when it goes to being a performer, to live in the moment a bit and not think about how I can make this into content for other people. And maybe I need to keep stuff for myself, like I do the lake when I come here, because I guess I'm trying to let go of that chase, which is a very scary thing to say for someone who is online constantly and has basically got a career from it, because my obsession with it is, and one of the biggest challenges is getting caught up in the metrics. I'd be so obsessed with the views, the likes, the comments, and it takes a toll on one's mental health. And with me, I allowed it to destroy it. chip away at it for so long. And when you make your life revolve around numbers and you lose sight about what really matters, it's not really a life worth living. And that was my detriment. There've been breakthroughs, like I've proven stuff to myself that I am capable to keep moving forward past my own pitfalls, and I'm able to create stuff that is meaningful, that does impact people in positive ways. And I'm trying to let go of the obsession of that and focus on what truly matters, which is my well-being and my relationships. And that's a very hard word for me to use, my, me. Because I always use words like we or our, because I try to be as inclusive as possible, because I want people to feel part of the conversation. And I said that in an interview once, and they asked me, like, what do you think the reason is behind that? And I was like, I knew what it felt like to be so excluded whilst being in a group, that I never wanted anyone to feel like that. I really need to work on prioritizing myself. A big thing is the growth doesn't happen in the sun. Growth in ourselves happens in a storm, when we push past the turmoil. But whenever you feel stuck or you're not enough, just remember, you are more resilient than what you are, and you are able to rewrite your story whenever you want. And you can turn pain into purpose, and you keep moving forward one step at a time. Hey, this is Stuart. I guess let's make 2025 a better year. Touch wood. I feel like I've just jinxed it. Have a good day.